Yeah, we look at the money when we can find it, and we see what's there. Right now, we have 3 farms that were appraised, but it's been so long, they have to be either updated appraisals or reappraised.
Okay.
So we have 3 farms totaling about 170 acres, 180 acres combined, that we would like to preserve. But we're sitting here, we're in limbo. We don't know what to do. We don't know what kind of money we have. We know we're getting a certain amount from the state. We know we've lost $400,000 to $450,000 for the Monmouth Conservation Foundation because that went elsewhere. They were going to apply that to a farm in Howell. We lost that money. So we don't know where we're at. And to be honest with you, the Preservation Task Force pretty well knows the farmland preservation process. And we should be in talking to you guys.
Yeah.
Should have been in 2 years ago.
Yeah, you know, as the governing body who has to answer to the taxpayers with how their money's spent, we
Yeah.
should be kept in the loop, Mr. Costa.
I know I
That's all.
should.
That's all.
I'm up here a lot, been up here banging on the door, but we'll take care of it when we have our workshop. I thank you very much for your time, and I will now sit down.
Thank you, Mr. Costa.
Thank you.
Anybody else in the public comment portion? Close the public portion of the meeting. We're going to take a 2-minute recess. Anybody that wants to go on this list? Okay, I'm going to put it up here. I'd like to reconvene the meeting. At this time, we're going to go to consent agenda items and resolutions. We have 3 add-ons. 7834, authorizing the contract with auction liquidation services for the sale and disposal of tangible personal property belonging to the Township of Howell. 7835 is the reconstruction of Ford Road Phase 2. And C836 is reconstruction of Ford Phase 2, Ford Road Phase 2. So,
Mr. Mayor, I would move 7A1 through 14, 7A18 through 36.
In that motion, we're adding on 34, 35, 36, and approving same.
That's
yes.
correct.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a roll call, please, Ms. Woolman. Or anybody from the governing body want to speak for any of them? Roll call, please, Ms. Woolman.
Mrs. Clark? Mr. Memolo?
Yes.
Mr. Vislaki?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mayor Walsh?
Yes. We're going to put the discussion items to the end if we get to them tonight at all. Discussion items were 7C1, proposed ordinance for non-residential community design sandwich. 7C2 is proposed ordinance for buffers. And 7C3 is strategic planning committee, which we do have a lot of the resumes in, but we're just going to put all the discussions back till the end of the meeting if we get to them. If we don't get to them, Ms. Slater, can we add them for next meeting?
Yes, sir.
Or do we already have a booked meeting next meeting too?
I'll have to check that agenda.
Okay. We don't have a meeting till when?
November 24th.
So we don't have a meeting for 5 weeks.
That's correct.
Okay. Right now, we're going to go to public hearing on ordinances. Do I need to read, or?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, let me find it then first. All right.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Ordinance number 8A1. Ordinance number 0-09-47, introduced and passed on first reading on 9/109 and published according to law, is now being taken up for further consideration of public hearing. Affidavit of publication of this ordinance in the Asbury Park Press issue of 9/409 is submitted, and is noted that a copy of the ordinance has been posted on the bulletin board of the municipal building, and copies are available to the general public upon request. Ms. Wall, will you please read the title of the ordinance?
An ordinance of the Township of Howell appropriating $2 million available in the general capital fund balance and authorizing $2 million for capital improvements in and by the Township of Howell and the County of Monmouth, New Jersey.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to open the meeting. To any member from the public who would like to speak about this ordinance.
Mr. Mayor, can I ask a question on that? Because it's my understanding that we still do not have a lease for the building down at Southard. And if that is so, I am inclined to vote against this ordinance or ask for it to vote it down. I'm not sure if, I won't support it because we've already promised the public that we're not going to do this unless we actually have a lease. And therefore, I realize we'll have to reintroduce it at some point. And I think at this point it would be our responsibility to just pay for the new notice and do it again when we have the approval.
Well, Ms. Schlegel, do we have a lease yet?
No, sir. The most recent update that I have is I spoke to the Director of Facilities and Planning at the State Department of Education. They reviewed the lease. Everything looks to be fine. However, they still need to, they are forwarded to the Commissioner, and we're waiting for the signed letter from the Commissioner, which I anticipate tomorrow, but I do not have in hand.
Okay. So we do not have a signed lease in hand.
No, we don't have a letter from the Commissioner, and I know that the governing body wanted to be sure that everything was in order with the State Department of Education prior to entering into the lease agreement. So we have not entered into the lease agreement because we have not had confirmation, written confirmation from the Department of Education.
Okay. Would some member of the governing body like to make a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to move that we deny this ordinance.
I'll second it, Mayor.
Have a roll call, please, Ms. Woman.
Mrs. Clark? Yes. Mr. Memolo?
Yes.
Mr. Vislaki?
Yes.
Mrs. Dalton?
Yes.
Mayor Walsh?
Yes. (882) Amend land use, rezone a portion of block 177, lot 8.01, and all blocks 177, lot 7.01, 7.02, 12, 13, 14, Mary 6 to SED. Okay. Ordinance number 0-09-52, introduced and passed on first reading on 9/22/09 and published according to law, is now being taken up for further consideration of public hearing. Affidavit of publication of this ordinance, Asbury Park Press issue of 9/25/09, is submitted as noted. A copy of the ordinance was posted on the bulletin board of municipal building, and the copy is available to the general public upon request. Ms. Woman, will you please read the title of the ordinance?
An ordinance of the Township of Howell, Monmouth County, New Jersey, rezoning a portion of Block 177, Lot 8.01, and all of Block 177 lots 7.01, 7.02, 12, 13, and 14.
Okay, at this time, I would like to open.
I'm sorry, Mayor, I'll just finish reading the title of the
I'm
ordinance?
sorry.
It's okay. ARE 6 to Special Economic Development Zone, SED, to amend Chapter 188 entitled Land Use of the Code of the Township of Howell, New Jersey, to allow a multi-purpose recreation and sports complex as a permitted principal use in the SED zone district, and to create zoning standards for same to be found in a new section 188-86.3, and to amend minimum parking requirements found in section 188-107. Okay, that's complete.
Thank you, Ms. Woman, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
My wife tells me sometimes I speak too early also, so. At this time, I would like to open the meeting to the public if anybody wants to speak for or against this ordinance. I'm going to break a little bit of protocol, and I'm going to call Josette McLaren, and that darling young man that she's holding in her arms. Okay. I'll hold him. I really will. I'll hold them, believe me. They like me. I'm the kiddies' pal.
Stage fright already.
I'm the kiddies' pal. You sure don't? You sure don't want me to take him?
John's out there with him. I'll be 2 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
State your name and address, please. for the
Josette
record.
McLaren, 59 Gristmill Road.
Okay.
Talking about MAC, I agree with Judge Lawson and the zoning board, and here we are again. It was zoned
SED and ARE 6 for a reason. My parents